So the number one question I get asked all the time is, I want to upgrade from my phone, but what camera should I buy? In this video, I'm going to talk about my current favorite affordable compact camera, which is the Sony ZV1. And then I'm going to share 5 tips for better cooking content using some of my favorite features with this camera. I've been filming with Sony cameras since 2016, so this is honestly a dream come true for me to be able to say that this video is sponsored by Sony. That's crazy. I've been using the Sony ZV1 for months before we even spoke about a partnership, so when they approached me, I knew the perfect topic to share in my video. I did a few Instagram lives sharing some behind the scenes of me filming cooking content and advocating for this camera when I first got it back in May. If you're planning on upgrading from your phone to a camera, but you don't want to go all in with the lenses and everything, I think the Sony ZV1 is an amazing camera for the price, and it has a great bang for its buck. I believe in this camera so much that I've used it to film paid content for other food brands. I'll put a link to all of those videos in the description below. So let's just jump right into why this camera is my #1 recommendation for content creators, and then after, I'll share those 5 tips for better cooking content. I mean, right off the bat, it's basically the ultimate vlogging camera made for creating content. Like I mentioned earlier, I think it's a great camera for anyone looking to upgrade from filming on their smartphone because it's affordable, compact, and it has a 24-70 zoom lens already built into the camera. This lens will give you loads of flexibility to creating content, whether you're filming yourself, wanting to get close-up video shots of your food, or even if you wanted to take photos of your plated dish for a nice YouTube thumbnail. Although it's small enough to throw into my pocket with skinny jeans on, the Sony ZV1 is a high-quality device that captures and delivers professional quality 4K video and even takes raw photos. Whenever I'm filming at a restaurant to capture like foodie content, I try and stay as inconspicuous as possible, so I don't bring a huge camera or a ton of gear. And I love that the ZV1 has amazing image stabilization to get super smooth footage. Another feature that I love is to use the slow motion mode, and that helps me create epic food porn shots. There are so many things that this camera offers that you just can't get in a smartphone that's important for content creation, like a larger sensor that helps with filming in dimly lit restaurants, built-in ND filter for more control of your camera's exposure during bright situations, better onboard audio options, and super useful autofocus capabilities. Now, let's jump into those 5 tips and tricks on how I capture cooking content. And of course, I'm gonna save the best one for last, but it has completely changed the way that I've been shooting all of my video content this past year. So the first tip that I would recommend is just moving your camera. Changing your camera angle makes for a much more dynamic and entertaining cooking video. I film all of my cooking content by myself, and I normally only capture a few seconds of each major step in the recipe. So I'm constantly going back and forth between my camera and my prep table to move my tripod and adjust my camera angle. Then I go back in front of my prep table or stove to perform the next step of the recipe. The thing I love most about this camera is that it's just so simple to use to film myself. The screen flips out to the side, and there's a large dedicated video record button on the top that's easy for me to press. The one thing that really stands out on this camera, and that's super helpful for me, is the red record light on the front. Honestly, it's really difficult to focus on cooking and filming at the same time. And in the past, there's been a number of occasions where I thought I was recording when I actually wasn't. And I completely missed major steps in the recipe. And I didn't actually catch it until way later when it came time to edit. And at that point, it was just too late. The record light on the ZV1 is great because I can easily see that the camera is rolling from across my kitchen, and I can worry less about filming and focus more on not burning my food. The second tip is to reduce as many distractions as possible in your content. Before I film, I like to take a little bit of time to remove anything in the background of my shots in my kitchen. Sometimes I'll get lazy, or I just can't move things, and I still don't want it to be noticeable in the frame, especially if my kitchen's a mess. The second feature that I love about the ZV1 is the background defocus function. One thing smartphone video lacks is that professional blurred background look. I like to use this feature mostly when filming the ingredients for my recipe in my kitchen. Here's a clip of what the video would normally look like. You can see me holding the tomato up, but you can still make out everything in the background on my countertop. Once I hit the background defocus button, you can see how it instantly separates the tomato from the background of my kitchen, and it puts the focus on the ingredients that I'm gonna be using in my recipe video. And I used to always get people like pointing out things in the background of my videos in the comments. My third tip on capturing cooking content is gonna be on how to nail your focus. You know, there's so many different situations we run into when filming ourselves cooking, and they all require a different approach when it comes to making sure that the shot's in focus. What's great about this camera is the advanced autofocus features. The ZV1 has real-time auto eye tracking that helps keep me in focus when I'm talking on camera. Even if there's something big between me and the camera, like a large appliance for example, the camera is able to track me around the frame. So you know that this isn't gonna be a problem if you're walking around your kitchen and talking while you're on camera. I can easily toggle face detection off and even switch through a number of focus area options in the settings. I can even select exactly where I want my focus to be in my frame when I'm filming. This is crucial because a lot of times when I'm filming something, like adding ingredients to a pot for example, the camera will focus on what's closest to the lens, like the rim of the pot, and not what's inside. By selecting my focus area, I can confidently add my ingredients to the pot and not have to worry about missing the focus and ruining the shot. I can also easily tap the screen to select an area that I want to focus on while I'm filming. This camera also has a product showcase setting, which I use all the time whenever I'm talking on camera and want to hold something up in front of me. Whenever I'm eating something on camera, I like to show a close-up of what it is first and then go in for a huge bite. The camera knows to put the focus on the taco, then it adjusts back to my face when I'm about to go in for that bite. Sometimes I show people what's inside of the dish, and the camera will smoothly transition back to the taco as I show it off, and then back to my face when I go in for another huge bite. So my fourth tip is to not forget about your audio. You know, a lot of creators who start out nail the video aspect, but forget or don't even have the tools for capturing high quality audio. The fourth feature that makes this camera great is the audio options. The camera has a 3-capsule directional microphone already built in, and it picks up amazing audio without having to use an on-camera shotgun microphone. There's also an MI shoe that holds other accessories and allows you to clip on the included windscreen. I personally love using the mic jack to connect my external microphone. I like to mount my microphone on a boom arm to get it as close to the food as possible to capture ASMR cooking sounds. I love that the camera allows me to adjust my audio settings to dial in the levels so it doesn't blow out when I'm recording my cooking. I have another video that's coming out where I'm gonna break down how to capture better ASMR cooking videos, so be sure to look out for that one. Before I jump into the last tip, I just wanted to mention, you know, if you're like me and enjoy cooking and then filming it and then putting it on the internet for people to tell you what you're doing wrong, I can show you how to make better looking and sounding cooking videos. Aside from my cooking content, I post a lot of how-to videos like this one here, and if that sounds like something you're into, consider subscribing. So my last tip has changed the way that I look at content creating from now on. The most difficult part of cooking content creation is that I can't batch shoot. And like a kid that dances on TikTok, he can film like 25 videos in a day, right? But with cooking, I can't film that many recipes. And even if I could, like, what am I gonna do with all of that food, right? So I started thinking more about how I can take any long form recipe video and break that down into shorter versions for Instagram Reels, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts. The last feature that I love about this camera is that it captures 4K video. And I know that doesn't sound like anything crazy, especially because a lot of smartphones already do this, but because the ZV1 has a sensor that's much larger than the ones on a phone, the quality of the image is undoubtedly superior. Because of this, I'm able to capture both high quality horizontal and vertical video at the same time with one camera. And this is huge because in the past, I would have to shoot everything I did twice. Once for YouTube and another version for Instagram or TikTok. This not only meant twice the filming, but it also meant twice the editing. So this tip has been a major game changer for me as a cooking content creator because I'm able to knock out more content in less time. In another video, I'll break down exactly how I'm able to do this. I'll show you how to position your camera and compose your shots for vertical and horizontal video. I'll even share some editing tips so that you can dial it in and save time while making more content to post online. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Aloha.